Welcome to Bodyslams and Dropkicks. I, of course, am Bobby Michael Michaels, the Holiday Ninja. Ha ha cha! Today on Bobby Michael Michaels Holiday Ninja Christmas Holiday Non-Extravaganza. I don't even know what that even is. It's just so cool. I get to go and secretly decorate this mega mansion. Now, before I decorate it, let's see what's inside.
And then the young Mr. Cratchit took from Ebenezer Scrooge his wrestling company and drove it to a new era of prosperity. Shut up, Hunter! Everyone knows that Ebenezer Scrooge would never give in to Cratchit. Ever. He'd throw him down into a coal mine, give him some more of his dirty laundry. It's how he got his raise. It's how he works very, 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 very hard for that money, damn it. Money is what Ebenezer Scrooge truly loves. That's why you're not even reading the right story.
Wow! Do these guys need some Christmas spirit or what? Okay, now for Bobby Michael Michaels' Secret Christmas Ninja, we need all of you kids to be quiet. Ba, 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 ba. I know my singing is loud, but it's how I get into the Christmas spirit. Okay, now, are you guys ready? We're going to break into the house. Ha-cha!
Vince, what the hell was that, It's the alarm, and not the good Michael Fraser alarm. Hunter, get out there with that sledgehammer and take down that menace. We don't even know what it is, sir.
Okay, now if you look right inside here, this fireplace looks dangerous. That's why we're going to replace all of these logs with candy canes. Now, of course, all these logs are still... Uh-oh. Ah! 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 Whoa! Whoa! Ah!
Hunter! Somebody's throwing out the Christmas fire. I'm on it, Vince. Just got to get the sledgehammer. Then I swear to God, I will be right out there.
Okay. Now that we've replaced all of the Christmas logs with candy canes, we are on to our next step with these. My Bobby Michael Michaels Christmas balls. I have two more than Kenny Omega ever did. All right, let's throw them. 1 ball, 2 balls. Kids, remember, if you break windows when throwing your balls, that means you didn't throw pretty well. The cops are going to be here at any minute, so let's quickly run up the stairs.
Okay, Vince, I finally got the sledgehammer. Good! Take down that menace, Hunter! Take him down now! Who the hell are you?
I'm Bobby Michael Michaels. Who the hell are you?
I'm the game, Triple H, the least popular member of Evolution. Don't tell me you haven't heard of me. I'm the only one in the WWE with half a brain.
Really? Are you former Impact World Champion Josh Alexander?
No.
Are you Impact World Tag Team Champion Luke Gallows? You kind of look like him, except for...
No, I'm not Luke Gallows. That Festus ripoff had no...
Oh, I got it. You're Kenny Omega, the man with no balls.
Don't you ever, and I mean ever, say that to me again, you understand? Kenny Omega stole my look. He stole everything from me. He's like the ultimate Grinch of Christmas, for God's sakes. And, hang on a second. Are those mistletoe wreaths?
Yeah.
And if I were to hang them up anywhere, the person would be legally obligated under law to kiss whoever was under them, right, sir?
Well, yeah, but I'm really not your type.
I'm not thinking about you. I'm thinking about my wife. Do you know how long it's been since I've had any action? It's been 15 years, for God's sakes. 15 years.
I thought some of your children were younger than that.
Yeah, but she used artificial insemination because I couldn't please her. It's not important, sir. Just give me that and get the hell out, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Bobby Michael Michaels, Christmas Ninja. Thank you so much.
Hunter, did you get rid of him? Oh, yeah, of course. By the way, Vince, look here. Oh my God, is that mistletoe race? Perfect. Hunter, new plan. Next week, I want you to charter a plane. I want you to go to British Columbia. I want you to take me with you. And then I want you to hang that mistletoe wreath right above Michael Fraser's door so that when he comes out, he's legally obligated to, well, you know. What if Jesse comes out, Vince? Don't patronize me, Hunter. I've thought of that. I will call Jesse's work. I will make her work so that Michael Fraser's the only one at the door. And then when he comes, what if his children are there? That'd be really weird. He'd come out to protect his children. Then he saw it was me, and whatever would happen, would happen. Also be there to babysit the kids and turn the lights off. Okay. Thank you, Christmas Ninja! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bodyslams and Dropkicks. I just got a bad taste in my mouth. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bodyslams and Dropkicks. I am Nathan alongside my two wonderful co-hosts, the man who is currently losing damn near everything, Michael Fraser.
I'm gonna be okay.
And the person who his opinion is as cold and black as his soul, Mr. Dean Connolly.
You probably should have led that out with has just lost his marbles from the last show we did.
No. I'm pretty. He's fine. Look, he's perfectly functional. Look at him.
Dean, are we gonna have to put you back in the Christmas sack?
Actually, Fraser, I don't know which one of us is basically more repulsed and more upset, me or you. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hall. Mistletoe hung. Just rocking around the Fraser tree.
Hunter, you can open your gift. It's the Christmas taser.
Oh my God! The Christmas taser! Awesome! I've been wanting these for years. Thank you so much. I can't believe it. Santa Claus, wherever you are, I want to say thank you. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hall. Mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Fraser tree with the Fraser spirit ring.
Hunter
Later we'll have some pumpkin pie.
Oh, God.
Do some caroling.
Hunter Taysom, you can have the sledgehammer back.
I can't get it to work. You didn't include the batteries. Oh, you will get a sentimental feeling when you hear
You need the sledgehammer, Hunter.
voices singing Let's Be Jolly. Jack the halls with mouths of oh! Thank you.
You're welcome.
Might get some peace and quiet.
All right, so currently, for the AEW champions, FTR are the current AAA tag champions. They're at 48 plus days. Adam Page as world champ is at 20 plus days. Lucha Bros are as AEW tag champions are at 91 plus days. AEW women's champion Britt Baker is at 189 plus days. AEW TNT champ Sammy Guevara is at 67 plus days. FTW champ Ricky Starks is at 141 plus days. And the current semifinalist for the women's TBS championship is Thunder Rosa, Jade Cargill, Nyla Rose, and Ruby Soho.
Ruby Riot, what a floozy.
Yeah, everybody knows, Fraser, that you want Ruby Soho to win.
Yes, we all know I want Ruby Soho to win. Like, it's been obvious since...
Why don't you just marry her, for God's sake?
because I'm married to Jesse.
He really wants Bill Goldberg. That's why that floozy might try to ruin his life.
Actually, Vince, I think you'll find that he wants Kenny Omega more than anyone.
But he's got no balls. How could he? Oh my God, he wants to be the man in the relationship.
He does.
Matt Hardy is apparently done with the big money character in AEW. AEW star Matt Hardy recently sent out a tweet in regards to his big money character in AEW. I plan on gearing more towards Matt Hardy going forward. Since the AEW audience appreciates real, so I'll focus on being more authentic. Hardy later published a video and said the following: anyone out there that follows Matt Hardy closely knows there's nothing I love on this planet more than my children. And I'm sure they also know that I am extremely passionate about my chosen career of professional wrestling. It is very important to me that my children get to see the best of me as a professional wrestler because I know my time doing this job, living this career is limited. So it's very important that I optimize every bit of it and my children experience it in real time. That's very important to me, and to do that, I have to be the best version of Matt Hardy that I can possibly be. Quote courtesy of SCSscoops.com.
What's he going to do? Go back to being Matt Hardy again? Isn't that what he was last time?
Well, remember when he came in, he was a broken Matt Hardy after, the whole thing about the gimmick issues. Then he was back to being Matt Hardy, and then he jumped back into his, I think it was his independent gimmick, Big Money Matt Hardy.
Okay.
Jade Cargill calls out fans that have issues with black women wrestlers. On Sunday afternoon, AEW star Jade Cargill wrote the following via Twitter: what do some, not all of you fans have against black women wrestlers? I hear it so much and it sickens me. It's 2021. I'm talking about it because everyone else is scared. I'm not. It's not just about me. It's about black women wrestlers in general. Lie about it and say you don't see it. Back in August, Cargill publicly came to the defense of Red Velvet after fans criticized Velvet for botching a move.
Oh, please. It's not as if she's bloody Nia Jax.
The fans will criticize anyone for botching anything. I don't, and I mean, I could be wrong, obviously, but this is a bit of a hot take. The fans would criticize anyone for any reason.
Yeah. Fraser, since you are the man to ask this question, who's worse, wrestling fans or comic book fans?
It's a little of both. Like, comic book fans, they complain about anything that changes. Like when all the main Marvel characters, when Miles first got his time as Spider-Man, even though he wasn't replacing the main universe Spider-Man, people tantrumed. And then basically when Amadeus Cho became Hulk, Sam became Captain America, and Miss Marvel showed up, like people basically were freaking out about them going all diversity and everything. Basically, like, wrestling fans will make fun of anyone that botches. Like there's even complaints every time a wrestler messes up. Like, remember when Matt Hardy did that thing where he climbs the ropes to post and he fell over it?
Yeah.
Like, fans are always going to be pretty picky when it comes to like everything.
Well, that's just it. They are picky and picky about anything, and so divisive it's not even funny. Are there racist fans? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But like calling somebody racist for having somebody botch a move, no. That's a step too far. I'm sorry. Anyone can botch a move and the fans will be relentless about it. That's why we've got the "you fucked up" chants.
Exactly. Details on how the name Braun Breaker came to be. In an interview with Graham GSM Matthews of DailyDET.com, Braun Breaker commented on the creation of his name and said that it was his idea. we were just sitting around one day, and I'm like, well, when I used to block people in football, I used to try to break them in half. That was literally what I tried to do. Snap them in half and break them. What if I'm the breaker? I break people, breaker. And then it came to me. Braun is part of my first name. And that's what we went with. Breaker also commented on wanting to create his own legacy separate from his father, Rick Steiner, Uncle Scott Steiner. What my dad and uncle did before me with some of their promos stuff that they've done, they've laid all this groundwork. That's all this stuff out there for me to use if I want to. Obviously, I'm not going to bank my entire. That's not what I'm going for. I want to make a name for myself and stand on my own. But there's certain things out there we can use.
I mean, right there though, when you're asking somebody whose name came to be, there's not much you can really do in terms of like commenting on it or reporting on it. Because just about anything when it comes to a name is entirely based around the creativity of the creative team and the wrestler involved. That being said, not relating to Braun Breaker, but are there times, absolutely, when people's names are absolutely stupid?
Yep.
Sure thing. The Funkasaurus comes to mind.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Or Puke.
Then they had like the Mountie.
Hey, I liked his theme tune, I'll have you know.
Then wasn't there like a guy who wore like an entire hockey outfit and came to the ring with a hockey stick and everything?
Yeah, I can't think of his name right now though.
Don't forget Doink the Clown. And Dink the Clown.
Dink, Wink, Stink, and
Dinky. Was it like WWE's version of the Teletubbies?
Then we got Dewdrop when they
Oh,
should have
God.
just given her her
Please don't say her name. How could you
So-
give somebody so talented as an absolutely useless name is beyond me.
Yeah.
Besides, that's what David Arquette's character Dewey Riley got called once in Scream 3. I bet somebody must have been a Kevin Williamson and a Wes Craven fan to come up with a name like that.
you heard him, folks. Dewdrop.
Eric Bischoff comments on how fan attack made Seth Rollins look bad. During an appearance on Renee Paquette's Oral Sessions podcast, Eric Bischoff talked about Seth Rollins being attacked by a fan on the November 22nd, 2020 edition of WWE Raw. I've been on receiving end of one or two of those. I felt bad for Seth. I also wonder why he didn't see it coming. The angle I saw was shot from a fan. I'll throw that disclaimer in there, but Seth was walking towards the back, and the guy was coming from Seth's 2 o'clock position to the right from about 15 yards away. Now, I think Seth had his head down because he thought everything was over and probably didn't expect, or hopefully didn't expect it. I can kind of understand it. But here's what made it look bad for Seth. The guy took Seth down. Depending on who you listen to, Seth was moving in for a choke. Security hit their bodies, like 800 pounds of body everywhere. And then 3 or 4 guys, security finally get this cat off Seth. And then Seth stands up and says, "Is that all you got?" That's something I was hoping we wouldn't see on television because that didn't look good. Well, we didn't see it on TV, but we saw it after the fact. Quote, courtesy of WrestlingInc.com.
I can see his point of view for a change. But at the same time, it's a case of anybody with half a brain knows you don't cross that barrier. That, as far as I'm concerned, the minute you cross that barrier and go into the domain that you shouldn't, you are allowed to have anything and everything handed out to you, no matter what it is. I do see Bischoff's point of view.
At the other end of the thing, though, you cannot condone a fan attack, especially when you look at the story behind that particular fan attack and everything that was done with regard to it. To have somebody with the wherewithal to say that Seth Rollins reached out to him for money, the legitimate Seth Rollins, I would never believe. I'm sorry, I don't know how you can believe something like that.
Yeah, but some people are that bad to the point they'll believe anything.
Yeah, but then is that not on fans themselves to think critically, and us as a society to just be a little nicer to those who can't, have that level of thinking and stuff like that? The Seth Rollins thing is terrible. I hope the fan gets the help that he needs, absolutely. But I am one who would think that out of a critical eye, it shouldn't happen. And just out of a morality stance, nobody should take advantage of somebody like that. But that's just me.
Basically, the fans should realize something was up once he's being asked for money and everything. I'm pretty sure Seth Rollins won't hurt for money anytime soon from his multiple reigns as the champ.
Well, that's just it.
That should have been the first alarm bell that went off in his head. Why is Seth Rollins asking me for money? He's got millions in the bank.
Exactly.
Nathan, you might like this bit of news. Shawn Michaels makes claim about what the WWE NXT brand is currently accomplishing. In an interview with Jim Versalone, Shawn Michaels commented on the current state of WWE NXT 2.0 brand. Tuesday, we had 3 other new superstars that are coming in. We've been doing this for 10 or 11 weeks, and still there are new and fresh faces come in. I recognize that right now, one of the really cool buzzwords in the business is producing new, young, fresh superstars. And they are actually people who have been around this job for 10 or 15 years. And they are just now making it onto television. We are the only brand in the entire world that is bringing real, true-to-life young, fresh men and women that are going to be the stars of Raw and SmackDown in the next 5 to 10 years. It's just that simple. It starts all here. Braun Breaker, Tony D'Angelo, Grayson Waller, numerous other people where you are watching their first, second, third matches. Braun Breaker, Tony D'Angelo, they are going to go out there at War Games, one of our biggest shows of the year, and it's their 10 to 15 matches. Nobody has been thrown into the deep end like these young men and women have. They've done a fantastic job, and it's awesome to see, quote, courtesy of Fightful.com.
Okay, for starters, Shawn Michaels is the greatest of all time. We have all agreed on this.
We have agreed on this, even though Fraser still denies it. But
we all agree on this.
We have all said it, Fraser. No offense, but Kenny Omega is not the greatest of all time. Shawn Michaels is.
I once want to ask Shawn who his favorite wrestler is. Just sitting here, Shawn Michaels being like, I'm my own favorite professional wrestler.
It won't be Kenny Omega, will it?
No, it won't be Kenny Omega.
Or will it be Taker?
So, I honestly think Ric Flair.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ric Flair is the one that inspired
I would actually say Sting.
Really?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. That quote said 5 to 10 years. Those guys will be like Raw, SmackDown's new stars, and he's probably right.
Or there's another way to look at it. In 5 to 10 months, those future stars will be released.
It could be. But again, does Shawn here's the thing, and this is a commonality for anyone coming out of NXT, regardless of whether or not they go. They've got nothing but positive things to say about Shawn or Hunter. I've never seen somebody coming out of NXT who's got a bad thing to say about the way that Shawn or Hunter handled them. So when Shawn says that they've got the tools to be the stars of the next, in the next 5 to 10 years, they'll be the guys that we are talking about in the same vein of a guy like Roman Reigns. Absolutely, I can agree with him. He's seen them. He knows them. He's seen their talent. And that is something that, we cannot deny. However, life gets in the way. Other lives get in the way. Other older lives get in the way.
Hulk Hogan.
Other older lives who are out of touch in the business get in the
Hulk
way.
Hogan.
It's not just Hogan.
But mainly Hulk Hogan.
Well, like guys like Hogan and Vince McMahon, those guys have a set way of thinking, and until they get out of power, you might see it, you might not. If you look at, a lot of the main superstars now, particularly guys like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, where did they come from? They came from NXT. So if Shawn is pinpointing like 4 or 5 people saying these are the next generation guys, these are your next crop of stars, get behind him now, you've got to put weight into what he's saying. Whether or not it's correct or not.
Fair enough.
I mean, it's not like Kenny Omega where, you've got no stars or no balls.
Scarlett opens up about her and Karrion Kross being released from WWE during a virtual.
That was a travesty. That was a travesty, catastrophe. Every single sort of fee that you can think of and name.
During a virtual meet and greet with the Asylum Wrestling Store, former WWE star Scarlett talked about her and Karrion Kross being released from WWE. So the night I got the call, we were together, and Kross was actually dropping me off at the airport. My first reaction was pretty pissed because I was like, we're awesome. That's how I felt. We're awesome. We've got all the boxes marked off. I'm confident what we can do and what our worth is. But then I got really excited and confident. People compared the way I was typing on Twitter to a girl that had just been broken up with, like, I'm going to get super hot and successful and make you guys jealous. And I felt like, hell yeah, let's do everything I want to do now and everything I wasn't allowed to do. I got to do a magazine cover that's coming up, all these photo shoots, signings, and within 2 days, my entire December was booked. So I went from being pissed to excited, and not once did I cry. I thought that at least at one point I'd be really devastated, but that has not happened once. I just got from pissed the first night to excited and happy. I'm not saying this just to be quiet, but we really don't know right now where we'll land company-wise. We don't. Just because getting released was so overwhelming already with the independents, we have so many signings lined up. I mean, we're going to Alaska in April. Kross just got like a really big movie role. I'm doing photo shoots and magazines and stuff like that. So we're enjoying not being tied down to anything right now. But no, anything's on the table. Let's just put it that way. Quote courtesy of Fightful.com.
I have actually heard that Karrion Kross is going to be in the movie. I pray to God it's horror.
Yeah, he's got the look for it.
He's got the look. He has literally got the look. He's got the Batista factor. Basically, he has the chiseled looks. He has the intensity. Basically, if you want to shit a load of young'uns up, he would be the guy to do it. Or make it even funnier would be if Scarlett was one of his victims. That would just be so weird and so funny at the same time. Like, oh yeah, it's all right. By the way, in the script, you're going to butcher your real life girlfriend.
Oh, really? Am I using the hacksaw or just the knife?
Am I using a chainsaw, or is that a bit too much?
No, actually, we're going with the hacksaw on this, Mr. Kross.
All
right.
Scarlett doesn't deserve a cross.
Extra rusty? Yeah, of course.
Extra long nail to be put in as well.
He's got a board with a nail in it.
No, seriously, I would actually like to know what this movie is he's doing, because if it's a horror, that will be literally, he could actually be the next Kane Hodder if he wanted to be. What? No, nothing to say, gentlemen. Have I really shocked you that much?
No, I agree with you, man. So
one of these days I will surprise Joe Quips, but I don't think today's that day.
Bray Wyatt's girlfriend JoJo confirms that his Twitter account was hacked. On Sunday morning, multiple tweets were sent from Winningham, aka Bray Wyatt's Twitter account, in regards to an offer for a PlayStation 5 at retail value and to DM direct message. The account of interest is so fans noted that the account was asking those that sent direct messages for money to be sent. Wyatt's girlfriend JoJo Offerman confirmed that his account was hacked. Wim's Twitter has been hacked. Please do not respond to the current post. And then someone took a screenshot inboxing the account going, guys, I think Wyatt's account has been hacked. And they said, LMAFAO, how the heck did you hack Bray?
How did that happen?
Well, Ramblin' Rabbit gave away too much information, and one thing led to another.
Or was it the Vincent Kennedy McMahon puppet that gave everything away?
What? My puppet would never do that. Would you, Vinny? I love Michael Fraser. See?
We all know how bitter old Vincent Kennedy McMahon can be towards some of his former employees. Still don't know why the hell we got rid of him in the first place.
Do you want to meet him? Do you want to meet the puppet?
I'd rather not. I have my sanity to think about.
Too late. Hey, Vinny, how you doing? I'm doing great. I just love that Michael Fraser. See? What do you think, Fraser? You've got 2 people in your fan club. That's 2 more than Kenny Nobles.
I'm good. I'm good.
What else on the 50 stories of news that you have?
Yeah, come on, keep it coming.
Bryan Danielson feels that there was an overreaction for WWE when AEW launched. Bryan did an interview with TVInsider.com. Here are a few highlights. Question, what do you make of the landscape of how wrestling has changed in the last year? Do you feel the pandemic never happened, we'd be seeing how it is today? I don't ever focus on if something didn't happen that already happened, but I think this is natural reaction to what has gone on. What we do know is people who were paid regular contracts will not have them anymore. For WWE, I think there was an overreaction when AEW started. Even when Ring of Honor got real hot with Cody and the Young Bucks, WWE thought they needed to sign up all the talent. They realized our business is fine. AEW is cashing up. They've done incredible for a company that's been around for less than 3 years. WWE is still making billions of dollars, so they don't need to hoard all those talents. Danielson also commented on his future goals in AEW. If I can get a group together, I'm thinking of younger talent or two and the development stories within that. Look at Sammy Guevara, Jericho. By Sammy joining the Inner Circle, he became a bigger star. He then stepped up to the plate and hit home runs. That's how you build young stars. A guy that comes to mind for me is Daniel Garcia. The one show my wife and I couldn't stop watching was Game of Thrones. It just made you come back every week. Help AEW. I want to help that need for viewers to come back every week. I think they've already created the best wrestling product in the United States that we've seen in years. Help them to get more fans watching and give the feeling like it's must-see television every week. Those are my overarching goals, not only for this year, but the 3 years I'm here.
He was born for greatness. But that's what you have to like about Bryan Danielson. He's especially skilled at giving people what they want. And I mean, selfishly, can you imagine Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia, Bryan Danielson versus Sammy Guevara? Both of those would be absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
I'd love to see Bryan Danielson, versus CM Punk, both in a match and on the mic.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure that's going to happen.
Oh, by the way, Fraser, I'm still watching MJF verbal exchange with CM Punk from about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's getting better. They're really like waiting for this to boil over before they actually get in the ring together. Tony Khan addresses the Cody Rhodes and Andrade match from AEW Dynamite. While appearing on Busted Open Radio, AEW President Tony Khan addressed the Cody Rhodes versus Andrade Idol street fight from the December 1st, 2021 edition of AEW Dynamite. It was amazing. It was such a great street fight. And thankfully, both guys will be okay, and they both will be able to wrestle again because that was a crazy match. That's the kind of stuff that can shorten careers and careers. So we're very grateful for both Cody and Andrade. Great street fight main event, and absolutely Cody sent the fans home very happy for the match. I really, really enjoyed the street fight, although it was pretty nerve-wracking backstage. But finally, everything came out okay, and when you have a match like that, that's all you can really hope for, is that the wrestlers come out okay, quote courtesy of scscoops.com.
Have either of you seen that street fight? Because I know I have not.
I haven't yet.
I've only seen when they go through the table.
How'd the spot look?
He botched it for the most part. Bully Ray called him out on it not too long ago, basically saying if it messed up, you basically do it again. And he just said you got to acknowledge that Cody messed up. Basically, he took the move going through the table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, Fraser. Isn't there some other news regarding Andrade?
Yep. Charlotte Flair and Andrade Idol have allegedly broken up.
I've heard this as well.
Andrade recently unfollowed Charlotte Flair on social media, which led to fan speculation about the couple's status. According to Cassidy Haynes of Bodyslam.net, it's believed that Charlotte and Andrade have broken up. After speaking to multiple sources, I confirmed that the two are no longer together. Sources indicated that the breakup did not appear to be mutual, and that it was Charlotte who ended the relationship. I was not given any details as to why the relationship came to an end, only that the two are officially done as of a couple of weeks ago. Charlotte and Andrade have started dating in early 2019 and were engaged on January 1st, 2020.
Yeah, I heard that as well. I heard she was the one who initiated the breakup. I didn't really know about it wasn't mutual. So I wonder if Charlotte has done it because of the fact that she's constantly touring the US and, well, I say Canada as well, and they're just in different companies. I mean, it does happen, but unless there is something else that we don't know about. But I'm actually quite sorry for him.
Yeah, and here's the Bully Ray. I do feel bad because that's part of the challenging things in wrestling when you both work for different companies and you're going to separate parts of the world. It makes it that much harder to maintain relationships.
It's not as bad at the minute because obviously the WWE hasn't really got out of North America and Canada, so it's not as bad. But at the same time, it would be a bit harder when WWE started touring in other countries because AEW hasn't got that far yet. So I understand if that actually happened, but the fact of the matter is it hasn't happened yet. So there will obviously be a reason why she's broke it off. But either way, I do feel sorry for him. I kind of feel sorry for Charlotte because she obviously had a reason, but only she knows why. So that's it. Can't really say anything else aside from that.
And then here's the Bully Ray. Sorry, Nathan, do you have anything you want to say on this topic?
I got nothing on that, man.
Okay, and here's the Bully Ray article. Bully Ray defends Cody Rhodes' flaming table spot. During the latest edition of Busted Open Radio, Bully Ray commented on Cody Rhodes putting Andrade through a flaming table during December 1st, 2021 edition of AEW Dynamite. Cody took the fire, Andrade took the move. Could I say Cody should have never went through the table? Cody should have been selling more through the fire and this and this. Yep, I could sit here and do that all day. Who the F cares? It looked cool. If Cody botched it, go get a table, go get some lighter fluid, light it on fire, film it in your backyard, and do it better. Cody botched it. Andrade botched it. What did they botch? Your mother botched you at birth. Quote courtesy of scscoops.com.
Oh, that's why I love him so much. That's why I miss good old Bully Ray in TNA. Can you just imagine if he would have had a decent singles career in WWE?
Yeah, he would have been ruined.
Yeah, pretty much.
They did try, but because of the name he had and they were doing the whole Be a Star campaign, they couldn't have him on there as a Bully Ray.
Well, then you improvise.
Oh, he tried. He apparently tried the nickname, the Intimidator and stuff. And
please.
Told him he couldn't do it.
It'd have to be something a bit more imaginative than that. It's a classic cliche if you just basically name or give a nickname of a wrestler who's basically the best at doing that.
I've got it. We'll call him Michael Fraser.
Also, a former 205 star wrestled Sammy Guevara for the TNC title, Tony Nese.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Nice.
Well,
And that
Did
is
he
all
win?
of our news. Sammy Guevara came out on top.
As expected.
That's why I just listed all the reigns in the beginning about who's still on top for AEW and how long they've had it. But Sammy's having a lot of great matches so far since he's become champion. He even had a really good one with Jay Lethal.
You gentlemen, right, before Mr. Fraser tells us our topic, we have guesswork to do as far as NXT War Games go.
Yes, we do. We actually have a lot of predictions to go over.
We have, but I was kind of thinking maybe next week because I still haven't got around to doing them. I've got to count I've got to count every single one up as well, but I thought might as well wait until War Games, then I can do it bit by bit. But
Before we start this, Hunter, would you like to hype this up?
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
Hunters of all ages.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, few things are as special in my life as NXT. The birth of my children, the marriage of my wife, the upcoming annulment agreement from my wife, and NXT War Games. These were my children, who I loved very much, as only an executive could love a sack of talent. And while Shawn Michaels is doing his best, we know that Vince McMahon is going to ruin these guys very, 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 very shortly, and very, 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 very brutally. So enjoy the last gasp of breath of my legacy in NXT with War Games, the most brutal matches ever, featuring the best WWE has to offer. We've got 5 matches on the card so far. We've got Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kaylee Ray taking on Dakota Kai and Toxic Attraction. We've got Cameron Grimes taking on Duke Hudson. We've got Imperium taking on Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. We've got Roderick Strong taking on Joe Gacy. It's actually Joe Gacy, but I could resist Joe Gacy. I'm funny and mature. And finally, we have Team Black and Gold taking on Team 2.0. Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Walker, and Tony D'Angelo. Join us for the best pay-per-view the WWE will have this year.
Very true. That's
Although
if that's providing, of course, you have the WWE Network and maybe not Hunter's favorite app.
Well, see that I didn't want to bring that up. Why did you say that?
You know, you prefer the Impact Plus app. You know that.
Okay, fine. If you're listening to us from the United States, you have to get the stupid, antiquated, nobody likes it Peacock app and subscribe to the WWE through that. If you live in Canada or anything other than that, you can get the stupid, antiquated WWE app, which, by the way, if you're in Canada, is not for $9.99. You cannot get the greatest app in all of professional wrestling, the Impact Plus app, featuring the greatest superstars before, during, and after they became superstars of all superstars. Picture the greatest superstars you could ever imagine whose name is not Shawn Michaels. You've got classic matches of AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Christian Cage, and many, many, many more. And you've got the future of all of professional wrestling in Rohit Raju, in Josh Alexander, in Musa. For God's sake, we even saw the greatest angle in professional wrestling in that war. That war when all of Impact rose up to destroy, castrate, and by all means kill Kenny No Balls. The Impact Plus app, all of that is available on it for one low price. So if you have half a brain, please download the Impact Plus app. But no, NXT War Games 2021 is not on the Impact Plus app.
Unfortunately.
And it hurts me.
Mm,
I have to actually. I'm probably recovering from home. I've had heart problems, as you know. I probably have to watch on the stupid Peacock app. God help me, is it stupid?
I was about to say, now the Hunter's finished whinging, shall we get on with predictions for War Games?
Well, I mean, you can, but I will never stop whinging.
I know. But then again, you're in the McMahon family. When do you ever stop whinging?
Well, I mean, when Vince flatlines.
Yeah, that's going to be ages away.
I mean, you never know.
You don't. Might happen tonight, actually. Anyway, gentlemen, I have already done my predictions. I'm still not sure about some of them because of stuff I've heard previously. But
well, I'm not sure of any of mine either. So
I know you're not. So with that being, we will leave the War Games till last because that is what the pay-per-view is about, and that will be the highlight of the night. So we'll do it in reverse order. So the first match is the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match between Joe Gacy and the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Mr. Roderick Strong. So, gentlemen, who do we have?
Honestly, I can't bet against Roderick Strong. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I've always liked Roderick Strong, so.
You know what? I actually had Roddy Strong down.
Roddy.
I had him down, but I've heard a rumor that the NXT Cruiserweight Championship might be finishing. I don't know if you two have heard that or not.
I haven't heard any rumor.
I have heard that.
I've heard about that. I can understand, though, 205, they didn't really build it up past really anything. They didn't put much focus on it. It didn't really elevate anything. You got some of the best young talents, some of the best cruiserweight wrestling, which we probably haven't seen since the X Division itself. If you look at the way Impact does, the way Impact would book, their stuff is perfect. And remember when the cruiserweight title used to mean something back in the day when we had like Paul London as the cruiserweight champion? They've never done anything to get it to that next level. They basically used it up just to warm up the crowd. But I think Roddy's going to walk out because everything Roddy's done with the Undisputed Era, everything he's done on NXT has been great. Heck, even before he was in WWE, you can check out the match. He wrestled Kurt Angle.
Well, we'll see how that goes. I still think the NXT Cruiserweight title will go after tonight in War Games.
There is a rumor it might be replaced as like a no limits type of belt.
Well, we'll see about that anyway, gentlemen. In that case, the only other championship match on the agenda, which is Imperium versus Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Now, I've made my bet already. So, gentlemen, who do we have? I already know Fraser's guess because he's already put it in as well. But just for the benefit of the ladies and gentlemen listening, Fraser, who is your bet?
The team of Kyle O'Reilly.
I like the way he said the team of Kyle O'Reilly and just left it at that.
You're not
it's
even
Kyle O'Reilly.
you're not even going to say Von Wagner.
You're not even going to say Von Wagner.
Think of it this way: the Undisputed Era started to pop up in AEW. Do you really think they're not going to slap a belt on Kyle O'Reilly to keep him there? Also, Kyle O'Reilly's still one of their best wrestlers in the ring. He's developed so much more since being in NXT, especially being on his own. Kyle O'Reilly also was part of the Red Dragon tag team, where they won IWGP Gold. They've won pretty much tag belts wherever they went. Like they're playing in Kyle O'Reilly's wheelhouse right now.
So here's my question to you, Phrase. When has the IWGP ever mattered to WWE?
Never.
AJ Styles, when they would talk about AJ Styles having it, Brock Lesnar having it.
Okay. And when does Kyle O'Reilly's contract come up?
It's soon.
I'm actually not sure when his contract comes up.
I think it might be soon.
Because when I'll hold a release this, they kept 10, so
I hear what you're saying, really, I do, but I've heard soon. I just don't know how soon. And I don't like, as much as I get your logic, and I do, put the belt on Kyle O'Reilly and try to make him stay. All of Kyle O'Reilly's buddies are in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing WWE, they wouldn't have the foresight to put Kyle O'Reilly on a no complete other than for like 30 days. Can you imagine Adam Cole, like the current storyline that they're going with now, even a couple of months down the road with all of his, like with the Young Bucks and with all of his buddies in AEW now, if Kyle O'Reilly were to show up there? And that's what's making it very hard for me to bet with Kyle O'Reilly. Really, truly, I'm going to go with Imperium just based off of the fact that I think Kyle O'Reilly's contract is coming up soon. And I don't believe that Kyle O'Reilly's been in NXT for a very, very long time. And a lot of his good friends have left. A lot of his good money-making things have left.
Cole's left.
I think, yeah. Like, I think Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner are going to work a really good program before Kyle O'Reilly leaves, but I still think he's leaving.
You see, carry on.
So I'm going to vote with Imperium.
You see, I think along the same lines as you, Nathan, because I actually have heard his contract's coming to an end soon. But even if he does win it, they can just lose it at the next NXT takeover, or even lose it on NXT before he goes.
Yeah.
And as far as building them up goes, they have actually done a very good job building Kyle and Wagner up. So even if he's only tag team champion for like a week, which I know NXT doesn't really do that often, but still, they could actually do that if O'Reilly decided to leave, which I wouldn't be surprised if he did. So I have actually picked Kyle O'Reilly and Wagner.
I also think it's a waste they never slapped any of the singles NXT gold on him.
Yeah, I totally agree as well. Raven, gentlemen, I can't remember the last time I actually saw a match like this. It's Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson, hair versus hair match. I'm just going to go out there and say Cameron Grimes. He's had so much shit done to him this year. Do not have such lack of foresight that you actually make him lose this. Or is Cameron Grimes just the obituary of every single bad joke in NXT?
So here's the thing. Just at the look, can you imagine somebody of Duke Hudson's stature? Like, you know, he's an imposing guy. He's 6'6", bald.
Yep,
I can. It's nasty.
I can.
I'm going to go with Cameron Grimes just because I want to see Duke Hudson. I want to see Duke Hudson with a new look, and what that will do.
Yeah, not to mention Baron Corbin's been bold recently as well. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
it has worked for Baron Corbin though. But I'm going to go with Grimes. He's been part of some really good angles. Didn't he just recently come off all that stuff of LA Knight?
Yeah, and Ted DiBiase as well.
Yeah, so I think he'll pull off the win here. Grimes is a good wrestler. He's been part of like a lot of more recent stuff in NXT. I think it's the time to build him up now. You need a couple of good faces and heels, and Grimes is just good in the ring.
All right, then, gentlemen.
You're not going to have O'Reilly anymore.
Yeah, very true. Right then, gentlemen, to make a change from the norm, we'll start with the men's War Games match first. Because we always do the ladies first. We never put them last. So just for a change, the men's War Games match first. So it is mini bump Bron Breakker, aka the son of Rick Steiner and the nephew of Scott Steiner. Carmelo Hayes, who I believe is the North American champion. Grayson Waller, Anthony D'Angelo versus the NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, LA Knight, and Pete Dunne. Now, gentlemen, it's kind of, this one is really hard.
Yeah. I've been mulling this one over for a long time. I really, truly have.
This is the one I've sort of gone straight for, but at the same time, I'm still having doubts.
Yeah, right? So I'm going to go with Team 2.0. And
you're going, just so we're clear, you're going with Breakker, Hayes, Waller, and D'Angelo.
Yes. And it hurts me to go with them. Because if you are looking at, like, because this could be very much a passing of the torch match. Just based on where it is on the card, the fact that it is the last NXT pay-per-view of the year, the fact that if you look at Ciampa, Gargano, Pete Dunne, and LA Knight, these are basically Triple H's stalwarts.
Yeah.
These are the guys who have been carrying the division for years. Tremendously talented guys. Have been responsible for a lot of top tier quality stuff. They truly have nothing but the best. If you are going to make a statement for NXT 2.0 as being the new beginning, because let's not forget, this is the first really, really big NXT pay-per-view since they've made the full transition to 2.0. If you are going to make that statement that this is a new show, then you are going to go 2.0.
Fraser?
I'm going to go 2.0. Bron Breakker's been great since he came in, has a great team. It's kind of in a way, because isn't Ciampa also in this match? So in a way, it's kind of like 1.0 versus 2.0. This could, in a way, NXT has the best opportunity to take a fresher direction where it's kind of Gen 1 versus Gen 2 type of thing. I kind of wish the NXT belt was on the line, because I would have liked to see the turmoil of whoever pins, Ciampa or comes out becomes the champ. I feel like that would just been like a little bit of a niceness to see Ciampa really going all out, because he's been great with the belt. But I think 2.0 has this great team, great stars, and even the stuff Nathan said, this is the time if you want 2.0 to basically be the next gen for this. They got to come out on top here. And didn't Braun just lose recently when he had his last match with Ciampa? So I don't think they're going to have him go 0-2 here.
Yeah, but to be in fairness, phrase, Breakker doesn't have to be pinned for it to matter.
No. Yeah. If Team 2.0 wins, Bron Breakker isn't taking the pin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it also protects Ciampa a bit too, though. If his team, if one of his guys gets pinned and he doesn't get pinned, so there's still a lot of story elements they can use here.
Yeah,
but I do think 2.0 is going to walk out with the win.
Now, I'm going to disagree with both of you, and I'm actually quite shocked that you two have actually agreed on too many things tonight.
I am shocked too.
I am very shocked.
Like, I've went back and forth, man.
Mm. But you see, the thing is, I do agree with the whole 1.0 versus 2.0. 2.0 is the future of NXT, but at the same time, Pete Dunne's paid his dues. LA Knight has been paying his dues. Gargano and Ciampa between them have just been so brilliant. If this is to be, because I'm not quite sure about the contract of Johnny Gargano, I don't know if he's staying or not. Judging by the fact that Candice LeRae is happily pregnant, and congratulations to her from all of us, I think whatever happens, I think Gargano's going to be written off after tonight, whether you know, he written out in the storyline or whatever. So as far as I'm concerned, if, let's just say 2.0 does lose, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the world for them. Because I honestly think Gargano will be leaving soon. I think Ciampa will be leaving soon. I think LA Knight is not done yet. He's barely getting started. Pete Dunne has always been under, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean this in the worst way possible way, but it probably sound like it. Pete Dunne should be doing better. He genuinely should be. So as much as I trust Hunter's vision with NXT, Pete Dunne should have at least had more than the NXT tag team titles on him. So I see this being Gargano's swan song, maybe Ciampa's, but I don't know his contract state yet. I see this as the evolution of LA Knight and Pete Dunne into the main event, because that's why you pick them for these War Games matches. So with that being said, I think this will be a swan song, and this will also be a promotion as well. So for that reason, I'm picking Team 1.0 as we're dubbing it.
So here's the question I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you have Ciampa and Gargano and you don't know what to do with either of them, again, you don't need to have LA Knight or Pete Dunne take the pin, because I agree with you. If you're going to have a main event, it's going to be LA Knight and Pete Dunne for the future.
Yep.
Would it not be better if you know that Gargano and Ciampa are coming off to, cash in on that rivalry one more time?
Maybe. But the only thing is, the only problem with that theory is we've had Ciampa versus Gargano that many times. I bet everyone didn't Hunter say this is going to be the here all end all with that unsanctioned match? What happened there? It was going to end there, and we don't drag it up anymore. I do seem to remember Hunter saying that.
It's NXT under Vince McMahon.
Yeah, but if
we're in WWE, we recycle rematch after rematch because that's all we can do now.
It's what we do. Reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Exactly. But no, I just think Ciampa versus Gargano again would be bad for business. But like I said, Candice LeRae, I'm not sure how far along she is, but so no doubt when the baby does come, Gargano will want time off. So I don't think there will be a Ciampa-Gargano feud, because I'm not quite sure how far Candice is along, but I do know that Gargano will be taking time off when the time is right. So I think this will be Gargano's swan song before he starts paternity leave, so to speak. And then we're going to have a mini Johnny running around the place. Anything else to add to that, chaps, or shall I move it on? And shall we see if you two can actually go 4 for 5, or is it 5 for 5? Hold on.
No, we've actually agreed on everything, which is shocking.
Actually, I believe Mr. Fraser.
Oh wait, no, I went Imperium. He went to
you two
O'Reilly
disagreed on the tag team.
Yes.
So for 4 out of 5, and a miracle at that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now move on to the women's War Games match, which is Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, and the NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose and Dakota Kai versus Cora Jade, Io Shirai, the woman who is just so mad that there's not even a sanity check for her that's been invented yet. Raquel Gonzalez and Kaylee Ray. So, chaps, What do we got?
Team Raquel Gonzalez.
Funny enough, that's what I had already put.
Yep.
I had generally already put that.
She's got like there is so much upside to having Team Raquel Gonzalez win.
Toxic Attraction, no, yeah. I'm going to say Toxic Attraction are the most hated stable in NXT.
Yep.
So it doesn't really matter what happens. But the one thing I do want to see, I want to see Dakota Kai get punished by Raquel Gonzalez for losing her the NXT Championship.
And considering it's the last pay-per-view of the year,
start 2022 afresh by killing all the feuds that's already here in 2021.
Yep.
I'm going with Shirai's team. Shirai always thrives in these type of big matches. Usually has insane top spots. She's been consistently good on NXT. She's got a pretty solid team. So it is kind of tough to choose like between the teams, but I think Shirai's team might win this one.
Plus, the other thing is, I don't know if you agree with me, Fraser. I generally think even if Toxic Attraction do take the pin, it's not going to hurt them at all.
No, not really, since these are like team matches. There's any number of combinations because they can play it off of basically being like, you didn't beat me, so-and-so beat me.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing like when people do triple threats and stuff when it's, when there's buffers here and there, if it's done correctly.
Yeah, I can see Cora Jade or Kaylee Ray making the pin because Io Shirai, like I said, she's just mad. She's so mad she wouldn't even get into Arkham Asylum. Raquel doesn't want it. She just wants to punish Mandy Rose and Dakota Kai. So while they're punishing away, give Cora Jade or Kaylee Ray the pin. Simply because it will do them more than it will Raquel Gonzalez. By the way, do you guys ever feel like Toxic Attraction is just like, what was that stable that Paige, Sonya, and Mandy had? What was it called again?
The Legion of Otis Dozovic lovers.
You know which stable I'm on? That's the stable I'm on about.
Was it something like Rampage, or am I?
No, Fraser's going to have a look now.
You mean like when Paige was managing people?
No. This was when Paige first came back after neck surgery. First night back. When
they had those stupid factions that didn't really like amount to anything.
No, she actually had a stable, and it was actually her, Sonya, and Mandy. This was when Mandy and Sonya actually still got on. And what was it? I think it began with A.
How can we be lovers if we can't be with Otis?
No, maybe.
Just going Stand by Otis.
Absolution,
that's it. I knew it was something beginning with A.
I thought it was when they first Team Bad, and when they had like the weird like teams, and we got the all recycled like big tag matches. I thought you were referring to that.
That one was actually Team Bad, Team PCD, and it was something else I can't remember. But yeah, that's what it was. Actually, it was Team. I think it was Team Bella, Team Bad, and Team PC. It was Paige, Charlotte, Becky, so PCP. So yeah, I do remember that actually. But
Team Otis Dozovic.
You would say that,
man. Can I just say? Well, this is our podcast. I can say whatever I want. Can I just say I love the Otis Dozovic and Mandy Rose angle. I always have. Like it was fantastic.
Can I also say I can't wait for Sonya Deville to come back wrestling.
They teased it a bit, Naomi versus Deville on SmackDown there.
All right, then, chaps. Just a quick prediction. What do we think Io Shirai is going to put on herself this year and then launch herself off the top of the cage with?
Oh, God.
It won't be a cardboard box because that won't survive. She had a trash can last year. The only question is, what's she going to put on her head? A lampshade. I know what she can do. She can put a unit over herself or put her in a unit and then just basically drop herself all the way off the top of a cage.
I think she should put a bicycle helmet on herself.
Hey, that'd be a good idea. She can do a 5-star bike splash.
Well, can you imagine? Just it's the one time I will ever really advocate this move. Diving headbutt off of the War Games cage onto somebody with a bicycle helmet. That would hurt like hell.
That would hurt like hell. So, with the fact that Mr. Fraser and Mr. Nathan have actually agreed on 4 out of the 5 matches, and me being completely bewildered by this and now realizing that Nathan has just blown his shot at winning it for the entire year, I think we should end it there, gentlemen.
We haven't had that topic yet. What's
As in, shall we end that there and then move on to the topic, which I'm sure Mr. Fraser is trying to remember?
I know. All right, I'm letting you guys get your shenanigans out now.
Whoa! Shenanigans? Why?
I was the one who was simply saying Nathan's lead is going to get even slimmer because he sided with you and not me.
There are times I win. There are far and few between, but there are times that I win.
Name 3.
Didn't I win like the last AEW one or the one before that? Or there's one, isn't there like a pay-per-view that, because I didn't see half your guys' predictions one time for one of the Impact ones?
Dean, I think Michael Fraser has left us.
Yes, I think Joe Cripps is officially here.
So, yeah. Okay, topic. So we've seen the crowd slowly turning on Cody Rhodes, even putting Andrade through a flaming table. Couldn't help him. He's throwing his belt in the crowd. They're throwing it back. Is it time for Cody Rhodes to finally turn his back on the fans and become a heel?
When you say heel, are we talking like American Nightmare or just a heel?
Like full on heel, like basically, like we need a major heel in AEW right now besides just MJF.
So why do we need a major heel in AEW, Fraser?
I thought that's what MJF was.
Let me finish. Oh my god, every time. Okay, so MJF is a different type of heel, though. He is the one fans get behind. But if you think about it, Cody Rhodes represents everything that, in a way, that was wrong with professional wrestling. Look at if you think about it, he's what Zack Ryder's been doing in GCW. Basically, Cody is considered a major star. He would be considered, the wrong side of wrestling. So he could easily turn heel at everything he's done for the fans, even helping found AEW, and the fans are still turning on him. Cody could pull out everything. Like, the reason he leaves is that he can't stand them. That they're a bunch of ungrateful. Basically, he could embrace the whole being a major star thing, basically being like the full like Hollywood drama queen type of thing, just being a dick, treating them like garbage. Basically, he could just embrace everything that, not that the casuals hate, but, the hardcore fans hate. He could basically just fully embrace that, because there's no way he's going to get over as a face anymore. Even with Malachi Black, they just, there was no way the crowd was going to back him.
So again, I'm going to ask this: why do we need a major heel in AEW right now?
MJF is a different heel. We've already.
He didn't mention MJF.
I'm not talking about. I mean, MJF is there. MJF is a clear number 1. But why do you believe we need a major heel in AEW right now? What happened, Fraser?
Because Kenny Omega is not there. Okay.
Kenny Nobles has left the building.
Kenny Nobles
has left the building.
And for single stars besides MJF, is there a really other big heels? Like, we have Bryan Danielson right now, which I guess
who is a major heel.
Yes, but we only have literally 2 right now in AEW.
Has Chris Jericho gone face again?
Yeah, Chris Jericho's
they went face for his feud with basically MJF when they turned it around. So Jericho's technically face right now. No. And I kind of rather not them rehash Jericho as a heel, since we just got past the whole MJF thing.
Well, speaking of rehashes, like that's what I would be concerned about if you had a major heel. that you say we need to fill a
The
void that somebody
mainstream
left.
heel. The mainstream heel. Cody is different as a heel, but there's a lot he does differently that works, opposed to the stuff MJF does.
So basically, what you're saying is,
And remember, Cody can't
you
challenge
need a
for
heel
the
to
world
fill a
title.
void.
And and Cody can't challenge
a
for
small,
the world title,
non-existent
so there's
void?
different. No, we're not talking about this. This is why I try to keep it on topic. We are not talking about this. We're talking.
I know, I'm asking a question. I'm trying to broaden our listeners' perspectives.
Okay. Basically, you can sympathize with Cody turning heel. You can fully understand why he is turning heel with everything he's done for the fans, and them turning back on him. Even at the fights of Malachi Black, even when he's battling other heels, and the heel was getting cheered over him being cheered. There's a lot of things that work here for Cody to turn heel, which you can sympathize with everything he was doing as a face, all the stuff that happened with Arn Anderson. The kind of stuff they should have did with Bobby Roode. Remember when Bobby was chasing the world title, and then they basically just had him, turn on James Storm without doing the big build-up to turn him into a big star. But with Cody, we've slowly been seeing it week after week.
In fairness, Nathan, I do see his point.
Oh, I see his point too. I would much rather because what he's doing,
admit that the only reason he's having this question is because there's no Kenny Omega.
Like this question seems loaded.
And the fact that he's laughing, trying to hold it in, means that is exactly the reason why.
Here's the thing. This question seems loaded to me, Dean. I'm not sure if it does to you. So I just want to try to, in the name of journalistic integrity, get to the bottom of it.
In the interest of fairness.
I'm just saying, with Cody, it makes sense. Like, there's a lot of stuff. You could have him then take on fan favorites. Him working Eddie Kingston in a program could be fantastic, and eventually slowly lead Cody to taking on, like, Bryan, or taking on, like, Darby again, or even going up against some of the other pillars. I think he could work good off Sammy Guevara. They just brought Jay Lethal in. Him working Jay Lethal into a program right now could be really good.
As far as a wrestling point of view goes, if Cody's already getting severe heat from the crowd, it does make sense to play into the angle that he goes full-blown heel because the fans have turned on him. But my question to you, Mr. Fraser, actually, I have several regarding this whole thing. But the main ones are, if you're going to put him as a sort of major heel, first of all, you have to decide how are you going to blend that in. So why is he turning? Is it because of what the fans have done, or is it a combination of multiple things that have forced him to become a heel and despised by everyone?
He's got a good point.
One thing I have always related to in wrestling is it's just basically one big soap opera. You have to make it believable to the point where the audience will say, yeah, fair enough. I can see where they're coming from here, because he's been booed every week. The fans are starting to turn on him. It's fair enough. We can just use that angle. And as for your first question, if Jay Lethal does come in the next couple of weeks, you could very well have Cody attack him after debut. But does AEW really need a major heel, as you said?
He could technically be the mainstream heel. He could embrace everything they hate about wrestling. MJF is the perfect heel, like the perfect heel when it comes to everything. But Cody,
except for winning titles,
we know he can't challenge for the world title, so we don't have to worry about him taking the main event spot of someone. But he could easily do the TNT stuff. He could easily go in the tag team. There's a lot of other stuff they could have him do, but he could represent the whole mainstream heel. Everything that non-casual fans hate about the product, he can embrace that and basically be that. Kind of like what Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona has been doing with GCW, which he's been doing to hardcore fans. And I think
carry on.
Because Matt Cardona right now is working like a face, and Impact. So like I don't think he'd bring something like that over to Impact anytime soon. But I could see Cody because Cody has every reason. Look what Malachi Black's done to his family and everything. The fans were completely behind Malachi Black. I know Cody's been coming and going, which the fans hate. There's a number of factors if they play the story up wise, we could sympathize why Cody would go heel.
But if you really want it to sell it severely, and this is coming from me, he has to turn on Dustin.
Them, and there too,
because the one thing, and I know this for a simple fact, and again, this is sort of borders on storyline. You always lash out at the ones you love the most, and they're close, I believe. So why not have Cody attack Dustin just to confirm his heel status? And then play it off as something like, I didn't want to do it, but you idiots made me do it.
He could also take out Arn Anderson because Arn also humiliated him too.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's my question to both of you. One of the best heel turns I ever saw, 2008 Chris Jericho.
Yep. Jericho's heel turn was amazing.
Yeah, it was telegraphed, it was perfect. And looking back on it, you're like, oh yeah. Just everything about it made sense. The crowd went against Jericho, despite the fact that Jericho was truly an honest man. Shawn Michaels, being the amazing wrestling capacity that he is, faked a injury, and Jericho gets heat for it, despite the fact that he's telling the truth the entire time. And it's stuff like that.
Is there a point to this?
It's something like that where, the best heel turns are rooted in reality. So I can see where Fraser is coming from. And if they were to do this right, this could be one of AEW's biggest heel turns. I don't know if I would go embrace the casual brother, but I can definitely see Cody Rhodes turning heel. But my question again relates back to, does AEW need another heel? Like, honestly, I am not sure.
When it comes to different divisions, like, do you need constant guys? Cody in any division, I think, working the heel could get anybody over. He could work Jungle Express because the fans love him. He could work every, wrestler that everybody loves. He could get them over.
Ivan Fraser, actually, here's a question for you. Since you're supposed to have Cody turn heel, would you bring Mrs. Rhodes into the equation?
She gets as much heat as him. Remember how they had
more heat than him?
So
in that case, bring her along for the ride then. That's even better.
You could pretty much get the full heat on them if you really wanted to.
She is a heat magnet, man.
Oh, she is.
Especially when she wants to be.
There you are. Then make it an official, a husband and wife heel turn.
Right, and you could group anybody with Cody that you wanted to get some of that heat on them. Tag team, I think they'd be a great team to go up against if he gets another partner, and just get all the focus in the tag team. Put him in the TNT thing, slowly have him, work towards Sammy Guevara. I think Cody could get really anybody over, and I think now that he's getting heat with the fans, it'd be a good time. But I want the story to fit when he does this. I don't want it to just be like, a drop the hat. I would love to see him, go through Dustin. I'd love to see him turn on Arn Anderson after everything Arn's done. They could make this really good if they do it perfectly right now. Maybe wait till after the stuff with Brian and Paige, Punk and MJF. Wait till that stuff moves forward more, and then have Cody do what Cody does. But I would want the story to make sense. I would want to care why Cody's turning heel.
Fraser, I don't know if Nathan's realised what I'm about to say, but there is a severe flaw with your plan.
Probably.
There is. There's one major flaw. what happens when Kenny Omega returns and Cody Rhodes is no longer needed as a heel?
Well, but see, here's the I think what Fraser's actually saying is Kenny Omega needed at all?
Actually, that's
Why
true.
do we always pull this back to Kenny Omega? It's not even in the topic. Like,
Why do you? In fact, I'll tell you what else isn't in the topic. Why do you always go after Nick Aldis every time we mention the fact that Kenny Omega lost 3 titles?
Because you always go after Kenny Omega every time.
Because he's got no balls. He's got no
At
titles.
least
He's
he
got
didn't lose
nothing.
it to the guy that cost Jim Cornette his job. So.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're done?
I gotta help Lucian.
Oh. Well, while he is doing that, ladies and gentlemen, we are brainstorming ideas for our awards for Body Slams and Dropkicks. So if you would now, and Dean, I'd like you to workshop this with me as well, and of course our fans. For this week, I say let's run down the categories of the awards that we have so far.
Yep.
Just highlight some of the nominees. We're not going federation by federation this year because let's be honest, the 3-hour award show last year was too long.
A bit too long, yeah.
So we have men's wrestler of the year.
So we have men's wrestler of the year, women's wrestler of the year, tag team of the year, match of the year, feud of the year.
Yep, match of the year,
twist of the year,
feud of the year, OMG moment of the year, debut or return of the year.
How about the not so much the best promo, but the best put down?
Best put down. I actually
in that case, we might as well just hand it to CM Punk
or MJF, man.
But to be fair, CM Punk did say to him, "You don't even realize that you've been replaced by Britt Baker."
CM Punk. You don't even realize been replaced by Britt Baker.
Exactly.
CM Punk.
As much as I love MJF, I think there was a bit too much. What do you call it? A bit too much going on about Cena and Triple H. It's almost as if he didn't have anything else to go on.
I think we should reveal.
There is one more award we can have.
Oh, what's that?
The Michael Fraser Award for the best bitching that he's done this year.
Oh man! Hey, can that one be fan voted?
That one could be fan voted, but we can also just say it's all about Kenny Omega, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah. All about the Omega.
Yep. So don't worry, Michael Fraser will win this, but it's just a case of what will he win it for?
Yep, exactly. And please, talk to us. We're available on Facebook, on Twitter. Talk to us, talk to Fraser, talk to Dean about what you'd like to see in that award, because I'm not sure if Michael Fraser is even paying too close attention to this. I'm going to run down our candidates for Wrestlers of the Year for men's and women's, if you don't mind, and maybe you could fill in some holes, Dean, if there's anybody I've missed.
We'll start with men of the year then.
Yep. We're going to start with men of the year. So
I would like to put forward not Kenny Omega for a start.
Sadly, he is on my list.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
I would say Josh Alexander would be on my list.
Yeah, Josh Alexander's on mine as well. So I've got Kenny No Balls Omega.
Yeah.
Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah.
Christian Cage.
Yeah.
Josh Alexander. Moose.
Yep.
Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre. And
let's be honest, no one from WWE is actually going to win any of these awards.
I know, but we got to put them on for the sake of it.
There will be another award which won't be decided by any of us. It will be decided by Mr. Simon Rothstein, who has joined us for Impact Press Pass and is always on the line for when we do interviews with Impact talent. I have asked him if he will judge an award. He has said yes, and this is going to be what he's going to judge. So it will be the what did you really just say that award? So it will be, it will be the question that he feels has been more awkward for anybody to answer on Impact Press Pass. My nominations for this, actually, they're near enough everybody. Not to Neil Dashwood, me and her got along quite well. Gail Kim is one. Mickey James and Deonna Purrazzo are one. Not the Inspiration. Some bugger took my question beforehand, but that would have been a good one anyway. Who else was there? Not Trey Miguel. I was trying to think who else there was.
Josh Alexander.
No, you did that. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Who else was there? In fact, let me just have a look in my other notes here because I actually have it. Yeah.
So while you think of that, I want to say there are two people who aren't on my list who, by all means, should be here. The problem is, I don't feel they've wrestled enough in the year to really be considered, and those are Bryan Danielson and CM Punk. I want them here. Please, God, fans, put them here. But that they aren't on my list because, in my honest estimation, they haven't wrestled enough this year to be put on the list. For Women's Wrestle of the Year, I have Becky Lynch, Britt Baker, Ruby Soho, Deonna Purrazzo, and Tennille Dashwood.
Yep.
For Tag Team of the Year, I have The New Day.
Of course, you'd have the New Day.
Usos.
Mm-hmm.
I hate them, but I've got to put them on.
Yeah, got to put them on there.
Team RK Bro. I hate them.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to put them on there. The Lucha Bros.
Yep.
The Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
The Good Brothers.
I would put the North up there because Ethan Page and Josh Alexander were still together at the beginning of the year.
Violent by Design I've got on there.
VBD, yeah.
Yeah. The Inspiration.
Oh, yes.
Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley.
Mm.
Fire and Flav.
Are we doing the men's and the women's separate?
No, I didn't do that.
Oh, fair enough then.
Yeah. And Io Shirai and Zoe Stark.
Oh, yeah, but what we can we do a worst one for all this slot?
Oh, a worst tag team of the year?
Like worst tag team of the year, worst.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Worst female of the year. We'll just go straight to Nia Jax anyway, won't it?
Worst wrestler, women's. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go straight to Nia Jax. So we don't even need to.
You've heard it here first, folks. Nia Jax wins.
Yeah.
And worst wrestlers for the men's. Who do you have in mind?
Who do I have in mind? Roman Reigns.
You're putting Roman on the worst.
Yeah. Well, let's face it. He's not exactly what you would call innovative, is he?
Like not the problem is, I hate defending Roman Reigns, but the problem is the stuff that he does really, really well.
He does it really well.
The character that he has is really, really good for the sake of being a heel that you want off your television. It's really good.
But the problem is, he's too annoying. It's like he's been Universal Champion for nearly 14 months. I want someone else as Universal Champion. This is exactly the problem that they had with Bayley last year when she was champion for this time. It's like, we need a change. It's not good. And you know exactly what's going to happen. We're going to have to wait till Rumble or WrestleMania for Brock Lesnar to get it off. But again, that beats to the point of, I like Brock Lesnar. I really do. But at the same time, I don't want him champion because I don't want another Roman. I don't want another Brock Lesnar. Really long title reign.
I don't want Brock Lesnar as champion.
I want Drew McIntyre as champion.
I do too.
As far as worst female wrestlers go, I would happily put Carmella in there.
You're putting Carmella on the list of worst women's wrestlers despite the fact Nia Jax wins?
I still want to put her on the list, mate. Just because she's not going to win doesn't mean I don't want her on that list.
All right.
Oh, yeah, speaking of which, as far as Impact Press Pass goes, Rohit Raju, when I absolutely made him explode. That was the price of just going on there alone.
Yeah.
Well, I can't actually remember who else there was, because there was some times when I didn't even have questions ready. I just thought them off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Worst tag team of the year.
Who do you got?
War Raiders.
Okay.
Is it tough? Is it too late to say the Authors of Pain as well?
Authors of Pain, okay.
The thing is, I loved the Authors of Pain, but it's the case of when one of them got injured, you didn't really have Authors of Pain. You had more like an author, and that's not what they were known for.
So, for match of the...
Yeah, I'm going to say a bit controversial, but can I put Seth Rollins down as the worst wrestler of 2021? I say
Why?
this. Let me finish. This is not so much his wrestling ability, because I still think he's one of the best heels. He's one of the best wrestlers. But at some point, I feel that heel Seth Rollins at this point in time is becoming too much of a turn off for me. Not literally, but figuratively. Every time I hear him speak now, I just want him to shut up. It's so fucking annoying.
Oh man! So for match of the year, I've only done the men's. I have not done women's yet. But
I haven't even started with that yet.
But I've got Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros in the Steel Cage Tornado Tag Team match at AEW All Out.
Women's War Games match from last year.
I've got
Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. What was it? Lights Out match?
Street Fight, wasn't it? But yeah, I would happily put that.
I've got Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage on AEW Rampage for the Impact.
Oh, that's got to win it. Yeah.
I've got Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page at Full Gear.
Yep. Or Kenny Omega versus Christian. Oh, mind you, no, he won it on Rampage, didn't he?
Yeah, Christian Cage won it on Rampage. That's why Rampage.
Or how about best of all? It's not even a match. It's the part where Kenny Omega officially declares himself no longer Triple H World Champion.
Well, see, I would consider that under the OMG moments.
Yeah.
Or the Dick Move Bro moment.
But Vincent Kennedy McMahon loves Dick's moment.
Yeah, that's true too. I've got Christian Cage versus Josh Alexander.
How about the Josh Alexander wins the Impact World title, then loses it?
That kind of was a dick move.
That's actually that actually is in our Dick Twat Move Bro of the Year. I've got Bryan Danielson versus Kenny No Balls Omega.
Yeah, the dick move.
I've got Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns versus Edge. Edge versus Seth Rollins, Hell in a Cell at Crown Jewel. Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley, because if I didn't put a Goldberg match on here, Fraser would kill me.
He would.
And I've got Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa at NXT Stand and Deliver.
How about Walter versus Ilya Dragovich?
Okay, I can put that on there.
I haven't actually seen that match, but I do know of it because it was widely regarded as one of the best matches in NXT UK history.
So the Dick Move Bro, I have Josh Matthews repeatedly mispronounces body slams and drop kicks.
Yep. And not only that, but you have told him off and I've told him off. So all we need now is Fraser to tell him off, and he's got all of us.
Yeah. We've got the WWE releases, particularly Bray Wyatt, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, but all 82.
Yep.
NXT 2.0, just in general. Charlotte Flair throws hissy fit, drops belt.
Yep.
Dean
Becky Lynch
and Nathan
Bianca Belair in 35 seconds.
Dean and Nathan repeatedly lampoon Fraser, R.E. Kenny No Balls.
Isn't that the highlight of the year for us?
Oh yeah, but it's still a dick move.
Yeah, it is a dick move.
The WWE draft, just in general.
Yeah, rubbish, useless.
So what other dick moves? Josh Alexander loses Impact Championship, World Championship.
Dick move. Anything MJF has said that is kind of like shouldn't be said.
Okay. Why don't I just put MJF?
Example: Brian Pillman saying your mother should have had an abortion.
Brian Pillman, your mother.
So much MJF saying stuff that is not basically would not be put on, say, WWE TV, or is a bit too much. It's a bit too far.
So MJF, that's not PG moments.
Yeah, MJF a bit too NC-17.
Okay.
Is it NC-17 or is it rated R? I'm not really. It's one or the other.
Okay, so, and then the debut or return of the year. I've got CM Punk, Becky Lynch, Minoru Suzuki, Christian Cage to Impact,
Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole same night.
Yeah, Bryan Danielson, Brock
Andrade.
Lesnar, and John Cena. Remember, we hadn't seen Brock Lesnar. Sorry?
Inspiration. They signed for Impact this year.
Okay, I will put Inspiration on here.
And Gallows and Anderson as well.
I don't really want to put Omega's boys on here, but if we have to, we have to.
I'm thinking more along the lines of Impact stuff. Or Impact
Okay, you're going to enjoy this, Dean. You're going to enjoy this one. We've got the best podcast guest for Bodyslams and Dropkicks. We have Jennifer Engels, Stephen the Midget, Ryan Pastor, Vince Russo, Bobby Michael Michaels.
Bobby Michael Michaels has to win.
Dr. Hans Feelgood, Ben Walsh, Jessica Fraser Smith.
Jesse's got to win that.
Lord Lucian.
It's got to be a joint winner between Jesse and Bobby.
Well, Lord Lucian Fraser Smith's also on here. Helena Fraser Smith is also on here. Eric the Rad Russian Cartman is on here. Stan Marsh, Kenny McCormick, Dr. J, or the producer.
No, the producer shouldn't even be on that list. She barely pops on as it is.
Oh, I wasn't talking about that producer.
Oh, that producer.
This producer.
And of course we have the podcaster of the year for Bodyslams and Dropkicks. We have Dean Connolly, Nathan Tasker, Mr. Fraser, Joe Flicks, Vince McMahon, or Triple H. You can vote for any of them. But please.
Can you put me that list in our messenger group chat?
I will
need
of course
to do these as such.
Of course. But that's what I'm thinking for our awards this year. You've got to jumpstart on a bunch of them. And in general, I would like to take this time to thank each and every one of you. When you guys asked me to come on and do this like 14, 15 months ago, I never thought I'd still be doing this now and probably be having more fun than when I started. So
yeah, we were like, I can't really speak to Fraser because he's not here at the minute. But I genuinely didn't know what was going to happen because we had an original host, but he left for various reasons. And I generally didn't know where we'd go from here. But since we hired you, things have just gone on the up and the up and the up. And not to mention you've made a new bestie this year as well.
Oh, that's true, man. Daniel Nelson.
The man you would not want to have an argument with.
No.
Strictly because he's so tall, he could kick your head off at the same time.
Yeah.
The podcast has been booming more than I ever thought it would, and I definitely would contribute to Nathan, his energy, his enthusiasm. I come up with crazy intro after intro, and Nathan has never said no matter how outlandish I ask him to be.
Well, I'm a Christian self-sure.
Yeah. Well, hopefully in 2022, boys, we will go even higher than before.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for letting it happen. I genuinely mean that.
Yep, your life's been nuttier ever since.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. There is nothing that compares to this.
Yeah. Although, if I'm being brutally honest, gentlemen, we have failed on a few points that we said we were going to try and do this year.
Yep, we have.
Fraser's been trying to get Dustin back on here. He's been trying to get Gully back on here, but for various reasons, both from them and us, because of stuff we've done, it's not been possible. But I will say this, I do still want to do that indie special that you want to do, Fraser, but it's just a case of when everybody can do it.
Yeah, well, we'll have to talk to Austin, because Austin did wrestle in the independents, and he knows a heck of a load about wrestling, and I think it'd be interesting to get him on here.
So we can try that for next year. Excuse me, gents. Obviously, everyone who's listening, the thousands. I would like to say the millions and millions of everyone listening, but I know it's in the thousands. So
the day we hit 1 million, we'll get Dean to go somewhere in public and go, and the millions and millions in a very crowded square.
Yeah, I'll just go back to Leicester Square, shall I? But if I did that, I would never show my face in London ever again.
Dean Conley will do that if we hit 1 million downloads. He will go in public in a public square and be like, and the millions and millions.
I'd rather go to Wembley Arena doing a WWE show and do it.
Oh my God.
I genuinely would.
Fine, but you got to jump the barricade.
Oh God, I'd never go anywhere. I should say now that's not a bad idea, because I wouldn't have to set foot in a building that hosts WWE ever again. But saying that, I wouldn't be here to lead the podcast. Not this one, our other one, because Fraser leads this one. But I will say this, everyone who's listening, thank you so much for the last 15, 16, 17 months, however long it's been. Hopefully you'll be with us even longer, and hopefully we don't bore you every week to the point where we only have one listener left. I do joke about that, but I think that's my biggest worry, that one listener will actually happen.
Hey, if it does, man, congratulations to that one listener.
Yeah, congratulations to the one listener who does still stand by us no matter what.
If you see Dean in public and you are that one listener, make sure you approach him and be like, I'm your one listener.
He will give you a hug and say, "Well, crumble my biscuits."
I would actually. I don't really hug, because obviously of what we live in at the minute. But I would say, would you crumble my biscuits, please? If only Adriana Lima would hear me say that would just be brilliant.
Oh my.
Anyway, boys, was there anything else, or was that it?
I think we're
good. Wait, how long have we been doing this? We have to occupy you for 2 hours, apparently. So
it's 2 hours near enough.
I think we got it.
It was 5 to 8. I think it was when Mr. Sheeran started. It is now 10 o'clock. So I think that's been over 2 hours. So the producer has to keep to a word now.
Yep.
Otherwise, she will face a forfeit of our nature and what we want.
Oh my God!
She's in forfeit territory now, because you two
we can't do that to the producer, man.
Are you kidding me? That bloody quiz she put me through today. How can you say that?
You can't do that to the producer.
All you have to do is we should do a roast, the producer style.
Okay, now that we have to do.
For everyone who hasn't seen it, the Jonas Brothers have actually got a roast on Netflix. What my vision is for the producer, it will make that one seem basically like a Sunday night in your local pub. Particularly led by the Joker, who will go, "So, honey, I think you don't like me compared to Heath Ledger. Why is that? Do I not smile enough for you? Do I not have long hair? Is my voice a bit too creepy for you?
Or is it different? Is my voice too sexy for you?"
And then this is the point where he sings "I'm Too Sexy" by Right Said Fred.
Am I too sexy for my shirt? Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. Am I too sexy for Milan? Too sexy for Milan. New York and Japan.
I'll do it. What the hell?
I know for a fact Fraser won't join in this roast because he's always been the producer's number one defender.
I'm the favorite. We all know this.
Yes,
It's
you
true,
are
he
the
is.
producer's favorite, which upsets me because I am her fiance and I'm supposed to be her favorite.
Yep.
Is that why you went against her in all those picks, Dean?
Yep. She do it to me and she knows it. You see, we have a little understanding. As long as we window shop, it's fine. It's when we decide to not do window shopping, that's when it becomes a bit too much.
Oh my god. But in all seriousness, thank you all so much. I think we've had it. Do you guys
I
want
think after that, we've literally only got one listener left now.
do you guys just want to get into socials?
No, please. Right, I'll go first. You can find me on Twitter and Insta on the following: Final Cut Talk, Final Cut Official, and you'll find me on Bodyslams and Dropkicks on both. I think we had an interview with Trey Miguel last week. I'm not sure if the producers put it up yet, but if it's not already up, it will be up this week. So I hope you enjoy listening to it as much fun as I had actually interviewing our dear Trey. All in all, nice chap, and I'm pretty sure Mr. Fraser was quite jealous.
I
He
can
was
look
actually
at
as
his
well.
face right now. He's fantasizing about
He's
what that
fantasizing
interview is.
about the tattoo of Miles Morales he has on his leg.
Alrighty.
Oh, okay. You can find me at 5-Star Wildcard on Twitter. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram as Beautiful Michael. You can find me at the Gokai Studios Facebook page, the Bodyslams and Dropkicks Facebook page, Final Cut Facebook page. I also have some friends to promote because I keep forgetting to do it. My friend Frank raps. His YouTube channel is Progressive ENT. And my other friend, she just started streaming recently on Twitch. She goes by Spirit X Wolf 1992. If you could throw any support or check their stuff out, I'd really appreciate it.
Hey Fraser, why doesn't you join us for our next gaming special?
Well, we'll see if I can convince her. So.
Just have it like this. Hey, you want to see me get humiliated for an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Yeah, not to mention the fact that every other YouTuber who does a podcast gets their friends on, so why can't we?
You can find me on www.deathpixie.ca if you want to commission me for your projects or just talk to me about voiceover in general. www.deathpixie.ca is the best way to find me. I would also like to promote something very special that Michael Fraser actually forgot to promote, and it makes me sad, and that is Crumble My Biscuits, the Dean Connolly tale. I don't know where it is in production, but I cannot wait to record that.
Yeah. We actually have sort of started the lines with it, so I am actually quite looking. I'll be honest. I was a bit worried at first, but when I saw what Fraser had in mind, I was like, "Yeah, I can roll with this."
Yeah,
Mr. Fraser's we're gonna start something with Mr. Fraser called Crumble My Omega, or should that
Eddie, why?
Or should that be? I might be the alpha, but he's not the omega.
You know the parody? Remember when the Leafs somehow lost that 4-1 game? There's that song that was made to make fun of them. Part of me wants Nathan. I'm surprised Nathan hasn't done this, where he's looked up said song and then turned it about Kenny Omega. I'm really surprised this is not happening.
Kenny Omega has no balls.
He's lost 1, 2, 3 belts, Omega. No balls, Omega.
By the way, Nathan,
Kenny.
don't forget that little song you've got for him.
Don't worry.
It's a Dean Conley song now, because
actually, it's not.
Don't worry about that. That's gonna be next week.
Oh, great!
What, Mr. Fraser's song?
Yeah, the 12 Days of Fraser.
I can't wait. Honestly, mate, Even you will be impressed by our level of ingenious. Don't worry, we have actually been quite nice as well, so don't worry.
Yeah. There's no reason to hide like a ghost.
It's not as if you had to go through 4 rounds with him tonight and absolutely near enough to lose your marbles.
Yeah.
Well, now you know how McGregor felt when he took on Floyd Mayweather. So
If anyone can beat anyone can lose to Floyd Mayweather. It's not exactly that hard.
no, you know how Conor McGregor feels. You know, you went to
Actually,
the four, but you went to.
Does
4
anyone
rounds
know how
last
Conor
week.
McGregor feels?
So only in the checkbook, Dean. Only in the checkbook.
Yeah, I'd love to have Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s checkbook.
Yeah.
But again, who wouldn't?
Alrighty.
Oh yes, doesn't Mr. Tasker have a song to sing this week? He's been missing the last few weeks, you know.
It's Christmas, though. It's Christmas, Nathan, and who's more important at Christmas than Shawn Michaels?
It's true. There is nobody. I was not expecting to have to sing today. I'm going to be perfectly 100% honest.
How about this, Nathan? How about you go into a Christmas rhyme?
Oh my!
Actually, do you know what you can do since it's Christmas? There's a certain Jingle Bells version that you can sing.
I mean, there is, but it's more suited to Final Cut. But I'm more than happy to sing that Jingle Bells.
How about Jingle Bells, Kenny Smells, Omega is so shit.
Oh!
You gotta make it about. You just swore for the Helena. How could you, Dean?
It's not my fault.
Oh, that one. That part's fine. I can totally do that. So Fraser, I'm going to need you to leave the room because there's going to be some foul language here.
A lot of foul language.
Oh, perfect. He's muted his microphone. That doesn't exactly help me.
That doesn't help. We need to mute ours.
But you know, it's nice to hear that. It's nice to hear that Helena won't have to worry at all.
Helena's going. It's gone. All right, go.
No, she's not going to hear her.
Yeah.
Close your door. Close your door. Jeez, man, trying to preserve your innocence. Jeez, Helena. Jeez. Okay.
I don't think her mother would appreciate what we'd be singing.
There you go.
Yeah, it's true. Jingle bells, Omega smells. He got no balls of dick. He's lost all his bells, lost his smile. He's just a fucking prick. Hey, Jingle bells, Omega smells. He's got no balls either. Omega should just retire. He's got no dick or ability. Ho! Crashing through the fence on a one-man jumping spree. Over the fields he goes, laughing all the... Oh my God! What is that? It's Hangman Page! Here he comes down the ring. Oh my God, what a page tenor. Bells on bobtails ring, making children cry. When Omega loses all the belts, the Fraser fucking dies. Oh, jingle bells, Omega smells. He's got no tickle balls. Please retire for all our sakes. You've hit a freaking wall.
Oh, that was the best one you've ever come up with.
Oh, thank you. We're going to see y'all next week. Thank you so much.